You out there, we're here to teach you exactly how to use AI to write a resume because there are layoffs happening everywhere. How are you going to stand out to become the candidate of choice? My name is Rein. I'm an executive recruiter and a job search strategist with Pounding Pavement 101. I teach job seekers the inside secrets from the view of the recruiter to help get you hired. And I get this question all the time about AI. But before we get into it, I want to remind you to subscribe or follow to get alerts every time I post new content to help you in your job search. And go to my website. It's poundingpavement101.com. First of all, I have a free training there that will help you stand out in your job search. And you can schedule time on my calendar right from my website. Again, www.poundingpavement101.com. So let's talk about AI because it is the topic everyone is talking about. And everyone is starting to use AI in different ways. And I'm starting to see it being used in resumes for good and for bad. So let's talk about this tonight. So, first of all, you still need to know how to write a resume. And I know when you're staring at that white sheet of paper, it is scary. And it's like you're a deer in headlights and you just don't know what to write to grab that recruiter's attention. And I'm seeing resumes that are duplicates and whitewashed, and that's not what recruiters are looking for. And I see it all the time. As a matter of fact, I speak with many other recruiters. We all talk, we all share our stories amongst each other. And I had a friend who actually sent me comments from an employer, and I'm going to read it to you verbatim because I want you to hear it. This is what she said. I spoke with one of my friends who is a top executive at a well-known global financial services company. And she mentioned that hiring is a mess right now because all the resumes look the same thanks to them being AI generated. Verbatim, I'm reading this. And even the interviews are hopeless because everyone sounds the same, like perfect cookie cutter employees giving perfect, can't argue with it answers in the interviews. That's not going to get you the job. That's not going to make you stand out and rise above to become that candidate of choice. It continues. So even the interviews are hopeless because everyone sounds the same, like perfect cookie cutter employees giving perfect, can't argue with it answers in the interviews. But when they show up on the floor, they have oversold who they are by a long shot. Now, my number one rule with the clients that I work with, the job seekers who come to me and I help get them hired, as a matter of fact, I just had a technology leader get hired on Friday in 4 weeks. Yes, 4 weeks. And the number one rule that I tell everyone, don't lie on your resume. It will come back to bite you in the ass every single time. I've seen it happen. We had a candidate at one time say that they had a degree and they were 3 credits short of the degree. Someone told him, oh, no one will ever check. Well, guess what? They were up for a senior level role and it was a relocation cross country. They couldn't find the degree. They rescinded the offer. Why? Because if he's lying about this, what else is he lying about? Never, never lie. Never embellish. Tell the truth. You have skills. I had one time a friend watch me use a piece of software. And then for 20 minutes, she was watching me do this. And then she wrote down on her resume that she knew how to use it. Now, for those of you who know Photoshop, which was the program, I've been using it for years. I've been using it since, now I'm going to date myself. I've been using it since before version 3 when layers was new, before there were layers. Yes, I've been using it that long because I was a creative director, marketing director for many years. She didn't know how to do it. It's no different than driving a car. It's amazing. You don't know the directions when you're in the passenger seat, but when you're in that driver's seat, you know the directions. So, the number one rule I always say, do not lie. I'm going to continue. So, she said she hauled someone in her office the other day and said, I want to talk with the person who was on the other end of the interview. She said that even in a board meeting, everyone is hauling out their phones before they give answers. So the answers are perfect. Look, I go over weaknesses and strengths in my program. And if you think you're perfect, let me tell you, that's a weakness because no one is perfect. And we can tell when you're trying to give that perfect answer instead of your honest, true to yourself, authentic answer. It continues. She mentioned she feels she's seeing a huge loss of inner intellect right now as people lose both the ability to organize their thoughts, find words, frame problems, as well as trust themselves with a complete, acceptable, albeit imperfect answer. She sometimes feels with the new interns that she's talking to human robots. I'm reading this verbatim, the message that my friend sent me, that she spoke to this executive. So, AI is fantastic. It is amazing, but you use it as a tool, not the copy and paste. And I've seen this numerous times. As a matter of fact, I had an email sent to me that someone was looking for some assistance. They were looking for a job. And in the email, there were parentheses, type company name here. They forgot to put the company name. It literally had the parentheses in it. You guys are smarter than that. We're smarter than that. And as soon as we see that, it's not worth your effort because as far as I'm concerned, I'm not contacting that person. I see it all the time. It is a tool. It is a tool to make you better, not the be all and end all. So, let's talk about what you're going to do with AI. Before I continue, I want to remind you to subscribe or follow to get alerts every time I post new content to help you in your job search. It is my highest inspiration to get you hired rapidly. I take nothing more seriously than a person's livelihood. And go to my website, it's poundingpavement101.com. There you'll have access to free job search training. It's free, you might as well take advantage of it. And you can schedule to speak with me about your job search to see if it makes sense if we work together. I get people hired on average 42 days after they've been searching over a year on their own, 6 times faster than job searching on their own. You owe it to yourself because if you think about it, if your salary is $100,000 a year, your take home is about $8,000 a month. That means every month you're unemployed, you're losing $8,000. It pays for you to work with a professional, with a job search strategist who also shares those insider secrets from the view of the recruiter. I didn't wake up one day and decided I was going to be a career coach. No, I have looked at 500 resumes a day every single day for many, many years. I know what works, I know what doesn't. So, let's get back to AI. So, first of all, I want to go over things not to do. So, when you have your AI generated content, do not rely solely on that. You actually have to read it and put some thought into it. I don't want to see whitewashed resumes. I want to see about you. I want you to present your information because it is all in the presentation. I want you to talk about your unique experiences and your skills that set you apart from every other candidate out there. There's many, many qualified candidates out there. My graduates, yeah, they're your competition is every other graduate. My senior executives, guess what? There's a flood of qualified candidates out there. We need to make sure that you are the one that stands above to become that candidate of choice. That's what I work on with my clients. That's what I'm telling you here today and tonight. I want you to get that job. And I don't want you to get just any old job. I want you to get your dream job. I want you to be excited to go to work because if you're inspired by the work, you will be successful at it. So, rule number two, do not exaggerate. I don't want to see that. Just because AI suggested that you should exaggerate it, that doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for the recruiters that you're sending it to, and it's not going to work for you. You need to be authentic about your experience. You need to be honest. And you know what? If you're missing some experience, you're missing some skills, and you're embellishing on those skills, guess what? Those are the skills you need to work on. Go get certified in something, go take a course, learn about it. If you're embellishing upon it, that means you're lacking in something. Take the time now to learn it. There's no better time than now. Everything is at your fingertips. It's online. I know someone who went and got their graduate degree online during the pandemic. They took advantage of the time. What are you doing in your evenings? What are you doing in your mornings? What are you doing on your weekends? Go get that education. It doesn't always have to be a degree. It could be a certification. It could just be that you learn it online and you have the knowledge. Number three, take a look at that resume. Do not ignore the formatting. It's all in the presentation. It's an exercise in information graphics. What do you want the recruiter to see? What do you want them to read? What do you want them to read first, second, and third? You need to also proofread, and you cannot proofread your own work. I can't proofread my own work. I actually had someone send me the resume and wanted some help with their job search. And the first things they said in the resume was that they were detail oriented, and it was for someone in IT. There had to have been 17 typos, no exaggeration. I have the resume over here, and if you want to see that resume, grab time on my calendar, poundingpavement101.com. I'll show it to you. Over 17 typos. And he's telling me he's detail oriented. No, that's not someone detail oriented, especially software engineer has all those typos. The program isn't going to work. It's that simple. So it's all in the presentation. You need to really pay attention to that. Before I go on to tell you what to do in using AI to write your resume, I want to remind you to subscribe to get alerts every time I post new content to help you in your job search. That's my highest inspiration. Go to my website for the free job search training, poundingpavement101.com. You can also grab time on my calendar so this way we can talk about your job search because I want to get you hired rapidly. Just like my client last week in 4 weeks, landed a senior executive role. So let's talk about what you should do now that we talked about what you shouldn't do. So, first of all, everyone's talking about ATS. ATS, ATS, you got to get past the ATS. Let's debunk this, okay? ATS, Applicant Tracking System. It is a glorified Rolodex, everyone. That's all it is. It is a glorified Rolodex. It's a CRM. It's Salesforce for recruiters. It's just customized based on how they need to take candidates through the process. So things are a lot different. They read PDFs now, okay? Before they didn't. And all those forms that you fill out, they're asking you to fill out the information. So this way they can do an easy search to find you. Yes. So take a look at that. And you need to use those keywords. Yes, everyone's talking about keywords, but do you know the right ones to use? Hmm. I think that's going to be my next video, the right keywords to be using to get hired rapidly. So if you want access to that, message me. I'll do a video on that to help you get hired, or just stay tuned and subscribe for some alerts. But I want you to focus on that resume, on highlighting your measurable accomplishments. What sets you apart from every other candidate? What did you do? What were your skills? What were your achievements? It's your time to brag. This is a marketing document. It's marketing you to recruiters the same way that we market a product to the marketplace. You just happen to be the widget. So, what would you say about you as a widget? How would you sell yourself? It's no different. I'm going to use Shark Tank. I watch Shark Tank all the time. They are putting their best foot forward. They have accountants and tax people and marketing people and designers and everything to make their presentation the best because they're pitching to those sharks to give them a bucket of money in order to sell their product, to market their product, to bring it to market. It's no different with you. So here it is. We're taking a look and saying, okay, you are the widget. You are pitching to an employer to give you a bucket of money to do the work that they have on their desk. How badly do you want it? How badly do you want it over the next person, over your neighbor, over your colleague, over your friend, another student? How badly do you want it? Reach out for professional assistance. I'm here. Grab time on my calendar. Again, go to my website. It's at poundingpavement101.com and we could talk about this. Number 3, and I want you to really listen to this one. You need to optimize that structure, the flow of the resume. It needs to read properly. As a recruiter, I look at least 500 resumes a day. You have 5 seconds to catch my attention, or I move on to the next resume. It's that simple. I'm going through these extremely fast because I'm looking for the best candidates to make my clients happy. Recruiters are looking for the shortest distance between 2 points. It's that simple. So if I have 1,000 resumes that I have to go through or 1,000 profiles that come up, you better believe you better be in that top 100 because if I find 3 great candidates in that top 100, I don't have to go through all the rest of the resumes. I'm done. I get to go home. So you need to optimize that resume, optimize the flow, optimize the keywords. It's the full picture. Sell yourself. You are the product. You want to grab my attention? Follow these rules. Grab a time on my calendar. I'll teach you the super secret ninja tricks that I teach all of my clients. So this way they get hired rapidly. If you have any comments, I want you to put them down below here because I truly do want to help you. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and I'll answer them for you. I want to remind you to subscribe to get alerts every time I post new content to help you in your job search. Again, that's my highest inspiration. Go to my website. It's poundingpavement101.com for the free training. My name is Ilene Rein. I'm an executive recruiter and a job search strategist at Pounding Pavement 101. I want to get you hired rapidly.